Hi, welcome back to my channel. Today I just want to do just a real raw kind of video on how I've been recently, and I'm going to do my makeup at the same time. I do struggle to do my makeup at the same time as talk, so if I'm not looking at the camera but still talking, then I apologise because I'm not very good at doing both yet. So this last month, maybe even a little bit longer, has been quite a hard one for me, and not for any particular reason other than literally just I've been really down, really depressed, and it's kind of been one of those ones where you're just waiting for it to end. I'm not sure what could have caused me to go so downhill, and because there's not a reason, I struggle to know how to fix it. This is how I put it to my family and my friends a lot of the time, and it's like I have to put so much effort in just to feel just okay. I don't feel good, I don't feel amazing, I just feel okay, and that alone takes a lot out of me. And I know that might sound so silly and pathetic and just like an excuse. Basically it just already takes a lot of effort from me just to feel okay, just to come across to people as okay, so never mind being happy. I hope that makes sense, because that's how I understand it at least, and that's how I try and help other people understand. I am just waiting for my eyebrows to dry, by the way. I've just used some styling gel on them just to make them fluffier, so I'm just waiting for it to dry before I do any more. How I've felt has shown itself in how I dress and how where I live looks like, if that makes sense. Like, my bedroom is such a mess, and I don't just say that lightly, I mean it is a mess, and I don't work, so I have all the time in the world to go sort that out, but I can't even explain why I find it so hard and why. It is one of the hardest things for me to explain as to why where I live becomes a mess if I'm not okay, and I still struggle to try and explain that. But also how I felt has shown in the fact that I haven't been showering as often. I'm usually someone that enjoys showering, enjoys to feel clean and nice and all that kind of stuff. I hate to feel dirty, I hate feeling like that, so I normally shower maybe every other day, if not every day sometimes, but recently I've literally been showering once or twice a week, tops. So as I was saying, it has shown itself in how I look and how I dress, and how the places that I live in look also. And it's a strange cycle, to be honest, because every day I feel like crap. I don't really want to put the effort into looking good, I'm not bothered about that, and so I just wear baggy clothes, don't have makeup on, and then as the day goes on I feel worse because I'm wearing baggy clothes and I haven't put effort in, if that makes sense. It is just such a horrible cycle to be stuck in, because you want to help yourself but at the same time you just can't and don't. I apologise, I had to go off camera and do my eyebrows because I really couldn't focus on doing my eyebrows and talking at the same time. The thing I wish that people noticed and recognised is that for some people depression isn't short term. It does last longer for some people than it does for others, and for some people it is very much long term, and it's not just going to go away, and it is going to require a lot more attention than what other people are dealing with, if that makes sense. I feel like the amount of times I've said "if that makes sense" in this video is already quite a lot at times, and I'll be honest, it's probably only going to get worse. But anyway, as I was saying, I feel like a lot of people have the idea that in order to go through depression, it is often triggered by a traumatic life event, which for many people, yeah, that is 100% true, but also for other people it's not true, because they have just, it's either hereditary or there's problems that have caused it to be long term. And basically a point I wish that more people understood about mental health is that everybody's journey is different, everybody's experience with mental health is different. If somebody ever comes to me and asks me for advice or help, sometimes I can struggle because I don't know what you're going through, if that makes sense, and so I don't know how specifically to help that. I could tell you that I take medication and it does help me, so why don't you go try that, but in reality, is that really going to help you? Because there's every chance that it won't. And it's like that for a lot of stuff that people just don't really take the time to realise, I guess. Today, by the way, is the first time in quite a while that I'm actually wearing makeup, because I just haven't bothered at all. And like I was saying earlier, it definitely shows. When I don't feel okay, it definitely shows in how I present myself, because I just don't care. I don't really have the effort to care about that. So this is the first time in a long time actually that I am wearing makeup and I'm putting it on, and it feels weird, to be honest. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna sit here and say it feels really nice, because it doesn't. It feels still just as pointless as it has felt for like the last month. But I know that's my head talking, and that's not how I feel. I feel like this video is really not making sense, and I get really, really paranoid when I talk about mental health in videos, that people are just going to watch it and be like, that doesn't make sense. But that's why I keep asking, you know, if that makes sense. It's just the paranoia in me coming out and hoping that it does actually make sense and you do understand. But I won't stop rambling, stop being paranoid. I'm not sure about anybody else, but I try my best to get into self-care routines and better skincare routines or better hair care routines, just stuff like that that I feel if I get into a routine of, it will make me feel a bit better in myself, and it'll make me maybe have a bit more pride in myself and stuff like that. I do try and get myself into better routines of looking after myself, but then honestly they just stop and they just fade, and I just don't bother to keep up to things anymore. And even if once upon a time doing my nails made me feel better, I've done them this week and it's not really made me feel better or worse. I suppose the point of this video for me is to try and explain depression from my point of view, which is, like I said, a very individual point of view, because depression is, it depends on who's going through it as to what it means for that person. And I just feel like by sharing my point of view and being really open and honest about it is at least giving people who watch my videos a different perspective on it maybe, and just that little bit more understanding or opening people's minds to how it actually is to go through something like it. I have just sneezed and my mascara wasn't dry and it's like gone onto my bottom eyelashes, bottom of my eyes, whatever. Please just ignore it, because I really, really, really cannot bother going to the effort of taking this makeup off and redoing this video, or trying to scrape it off and all that kind of stuff. So you just gonna have to deal with a little bit of mascara right there. Anyway, so there is a saying that depression is a killer, or a silent killer, or whatever way you want to put it. And I definitely agree with that, because from my point of view at least, I've been, you know, in a really, really bad place with depression, to the point that it has made me suicidal, and if I wasn't going through depression I probably wouldn't have ever felt that. And so I definitely agree, and I just don't feel like a lot of people take it seriously that depression is a killer and depression is an illness, and it should be valued and seen exactly the same as any other illness, but it isn't, and there's still that kind of stigma around it where it's not accepted as an illness yet. That is as much effort as I'm going to. I know it's not a lot, and it's probably not really even worth watching, but it is the most makeup I've done in a long time, and I tried. Basically all I wanted this video to be is my perspective of depression, and this last month has consisted of a lot of breakdowns, a lot of crying, a lot of suicidal feelings, a lot of just emptiness and guilt for feeling depressed, and I just want to bring light to the fact that it is really a real problem and people really deal with it, and it affects so much. And I guess that is all I really wanted to get across, and I hope it did come across well in the video. I hope you enjoyed. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.